Obviously, the weather this spring has not accommodated a golf schedule or golf practice very well. We've actually spent a significant amount of time indoors. We have a mat and a net that we hit balls into. We've played basketball. We've done anything we could to try to get some conditioning in. We've also practiced and played in some significantly bad weather, which can be both good and bad. It could prepare us for inclement conditions in the postseason play, but it's been a tough season to try to get work in for sure.
You've done very well in your tournaments. You've had a good regular season.
Right.
Why?
Well, we have a strong one man. He's shot good scores all year. Grant's played well. He's won a tournament, got third in a tournament, either medaled or placed every time. And when you know you're going to have at least one or two really good scores, that's really helped us out in the tournaments and the matches as far as the team scores is concerned. And then we've had, although the weather has been bad, we have some freshmen who are really enjoying the season, and they've put in a lot of work, and they've played well enough to help us have some success.
Okay. Talk to me about Gregory. Talk to me about just how steady he's been.
Right.
And maybe throw that in with his temperament, because I saw that at that tournament where he had about a 7 on a hole, but he didn't throw any clubs. He didn't get mad. He didn't whatever. And I'm going, that just sort of made an impression but he's just steady. And talk to me about how important that is.
Well, Grant is steady. And, I mean, you play a little golf, and I played a lot of golf in my life. It's hard to always put your best game on the course. And I think the older that Grant gets, the more he knows that. And I think that helps him score better whenever he's maybe not playing his best. Or like last week when we played 4 consecutive times in weather that was 50 degrees or below and sometimes raining. His ability to not worry about a bad hole or a bad swing or bad conditions, that definitely makes a difference in a 6-hour round when you're out there all day. You just gotta stay focused. He has a game plan, and he's been able to, consistently put scores around 40 or below or around 80 or below all year long.
And team-wise, it's obviously important to put all these guys in together, have your scores close. You've done that on several occasions where you are pretty consistent that way of having everybody bunched up pretty much.
Our scores have been consistent, and they've consistently gotten better, which is good. So we've knocked off an average of probably 2 or 3 strokes per team score when we've matched it up in 9-hole matches. And again, that's in various conditions. But I would like to see, I think for us to be competitive at districts and then possibly into the postseason, I would like to see us make a couple more stroke improvement per player.
Where's districts going to be?
Districts is at Kirksville.
Oh, that's next, on the 29th or whatever.
The 29th, yep.
You guys have played that course, so that's good. You don't have to worry about that. How does that district set up for you this year? Where do you see yourself in that district?
Well, I think as opposed to the last 3 years, the district is much more, the teams are all a lot closer as far as ability levels. So I think this district tournament is going to be unique. In the past, it's either been, Marceline was very strong, or the last 3 years we've been very strong. And I think this year there's 5 or even 6 teams, or maybe even more than that have a chance to be in that top 2 and get to take the whole team to sectional play. What
will you have to do to be successful?
First thing we're going to have to do is get the younger players that have never even seen Kirksville's course. We're going to have to get them to the course and show them how different it is compared to what we usually play. The greens are going to be way faster than what we're used to. The length of the course is significantly longer. And then what I know myself and several of the coaches I've talked to are concerned with is the conditions have been so bad all spring that we haven't played the ball down very much. And when they have to go and play the ball as it lies and not be able to move it or clean it off, I think that's going to make it an interesting day at Kirksville, and I can't wait to see what the boys shoot. It's going to take some very strong play to shoot a low number on that course.
Will the key for your freshmen and younger guys be the early holes?
I think the key for any player in any match is always the early holes. Golf is a feel game. There's a lot of pressure. The district tournament, there's a lot of people out there watching, which they're not accustomed to. And if you can get a strong start and maybe make a par or two on your first few holes and kind of settle your nerves down, that makes a long day be much more tolerable.
Have you thought about maybe in a practice round, bringing some people out, have them walk around with? I mean, as stupid as that, have you ever thought about that?
Well, that's that's actually a component that I like to use with my players. Most of their family or their dads or their older brothers play golf. I play a lot of golf, and I'll walk with them and just kind of help them with strategy, or their parents, or some of our members in the past have helped out with just kind of getting them to understand that sometimes it's okay to miss a green as long as you miss it in the right spot. That could even be better than potentially hitting the green and being way above the hole and putting a 4-putt on the board or something like that.
My guy Andrew's come through with some scores this year, hasn't he?
Andrew's had an interesting year. He's doing track as well, but the times that he's come with us, he's played well. He struggled a little bit at Macon last on Tuesday, but most of the team did. It was really cold. But for the most part, in limited practice time, he's been a great addition to the team.
Even if he can't get outside much, well, Friday, Saturday, whatever, maybe next week, before districts, what's the one thing he'll be working on if he can't?
Short game.
Okay.
Short game. Putting, chipping. The one thing about Kirksville's course, and I feel like I can speak well on it because I've been a member there forever and played a lot of rounds of golf on that course, is the greens are very fast. The lies around the greens can be very tight, and if you do not know where to position your ball around the greens, you can add a lot of strokes up, really close to the green. And so we're going to make every effort we can to look at our bumps and run shots and our pitch shots and know when they need to use which one to try to get it close to the hole.
So like you said, while others may be going for the green if they haven't seen the course, you guys may be playing position golf.
The length of the course makes a lot of players think that they need to smash it around and try to cover a lot of distance, but in reality, the course is so fast, especially this time of year. Now with the rain, it's definitely going to slow it up a lot. Could be a little bit more of a smasher's course after that, but still, when they mow those greens down, there's so much slant to a lot of the greens that's usually where I see the kids in the past make the majority of their mistakes is really close to the green or on the greens themselves.
And how long have you been growing that beard? And
this is only a few days for me, actually. I don't like it or dislike it. I'm just lazy.